Yes, ladies and gents, this is the first episode of the Wafflin on podcast. Hopefully I'm going to do many more of these, but we'll see what happens. My guest today is my good friend Dean Watson.
How we going? I'm Dean, as just been introduced.
Dean, what's wrong with the world today, mate?
Oh, everything. Everything is wrong with the world. I cannot tell you how many things I think are wrong. But there's a lot of things that are right, many things that are wrong. Oh, what is wrong? God,
I think people are taking life a bit too seriously right now. People are very, what's the word? They're very up for being pissed off with stuff.
Yeah.
Not that they don't need to be, because it's a God-given right to be pissed off with some things, but I think people have forgotten how to be happy.
I find it's being angry about things that don't actually concern them.
Yeah. Like so jumping on the bandwagon sort of thing.
Yeah, like it was good years ago. So through like the 60s and the 70s, people jumped on, the equal rights for black people in America. Yeah, loads of white people jumped on that band, and that's a good bandwagon to jump on. But there's things now that they just don't need all that attention that they're being given.
Yeah.
Do you feel me?
Yeah, I do, man. Because
some causes need it, and some causes don't. They're just.
I think people have just got used to being upset about one thing, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to be upset about this, which is cool. Like, I'm on, like, express your views and stuff, but I think people have just, like I say, forgot how to be happy. Like, I think they forgot to indulge themselves in things that actually make them a bit happy with stuff.
Like life satisfaction.
Yeah, because I just see people these days, and they just got to, say if you get the train into work or whatever, you see people downhearted, upset that they're working.
It's always a bad journey.
I know, especially that night, like 8 o'clock train into a 9 o'clock start work. It's just like people are just upset to be there. Women are doing their makeup, men are just reading the paper, and it's the same slog every day.
Yeah, you've got the zombies.
Yeah.
They just roll out of bed, get on the train every morning, and they don't look up or around.
No.
Anything like any train or bus journey, you can either see beautiful buildings, some kind of scenery. Like, no matter where in the country you are, like, I caught the train to Bath a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you're rolling into, through Bristol and Bath, you've got these lovely red brick buildings. Like, to me, it's a shame. I don't enjoy the steel and glass ones. They're not for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm a red brick fella. Like, my favourite buildings in Birmingham are the law courts round by the children's
Yeah,
hospital.
it was like the same that, though. Brilliant. I remember walking to uni, and I realised I'd never looked up.
Oh, no one ever looks up.
And, like, it's completely changed my perspective on Birmingham, because just, like, people are just, like, they've got the blinders on them, and they're just going forward all day.
Them old horses with the blinkers.
Yeah, got, like, blinkers on, and just, like, I looked up and was like, oh, this is actually quite nice. It's a different perspective, and I think if people just stopped a little bit and be like, oh, I'm actually quite privileged to be here right now.
It can be a good journey.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, oh, I've got to get out of bed, I've got to go to work, I can't be bothered to do this. Just roll out of bed, be thankful you got your job.
Yeah.
Because there's even a lot of people who don't.
Yeah, even on weekends, people are just like, oh, it's another Saturday, I've got to do this. It's just like, no, just do stuff you want to do. Just do stuff you want to do. But then, I think people are also afraid of being, like, ridiculed.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine when this podcast comes out, I don't know when it's coming out, whenever I decide to put it on YouTube and stuff, some people will be like, oh, what's he doing? I'm just like, oh, I'm just having a laugh.
Yeah.
But then you're just like, they're in their job 9 to 5 and they can't afford to do that, so it comes out in a negative way.
But then if they don't like it, they don't have to listen to it.
Yeah.
That's the be all and end all of it. It's like if you don't like something and you're not willing to stop it, what do? You just look away, don't you?
Yeah, some people don't do that though.
Some people don't, but
I think over the past couple of years that's gotten a bit more prominent, especially like the internet and stuff like that. Because like you look at YouTube influencers, because they're called influencers now, which is a weird concept to think of. Because usually people influence you are your parents or your teachers or a cousin or your older brother and stuff like that. But now it's like random people that you've never met or probably never going to meet on the internet.
So like for me, like my influencers are never were internet, stars really. I always had to say more scientific influencers. So Charles Darwin and the theory, the fact that a discovery like that can push us hundreds of years ahead of where we were at the time. Just the simple idea like that. And other people, so one of my favourite authors is, unfortunately, he's a journalist, he's dead now, it's Christopher Hitchens. Absolutely brilliant, wonderful guy, the way he speaks, amazing. But his arguments against religion and against certain people in power. So he rips into the Clintons, into Mother Teresa.
Don't start me on the Clintons, please.
Into Robert McNamara. The way he rips into them.
But you need that though, don't you?
And that influences it. I think celebrities not celebrity anymore.
Yeah, I was going to get onto this because like I read. I think we're both avid readers.
Yeah,
like I'm reading a book.
A book.
I'm reading a book at the minute. It's about that Columbus wasn't the first person to go over to like America. It was actually West Africans.
Yeah.
West Africans and like the Egyptians and stuff like that. But we're not taught that.
No, well,
you just talk about Egypt and then you're not taught about everything like that.
Yeah, in North America, around California, I'm sure it is. There's a wall which is very similar to, say, like the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
And there's a theory running that they came, obviously, whenever we see a map here, you think of it as flat.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like when they say a nuclear missile from like Moscow to America takes 3 minutes. You go, well, it can't go all the way around there.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It goes over the top.
Yeah.
It's a globe. You got to remember. No, so there's like a running theory that the Chinese went all the way around the other side, and they started building a wall, New California, basically.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that you just don't. You have to seek it out. But even though we're so connected these days, like you could literally Google that and find 1,000, more than 100,000 web pages about it. But people just don't do that. I think they'd rather, which is not fair. Like I watch junk TV. Like I watch cartoons on Netflix. Like I'm watching Big Mouth at the minute, which is hilarious. Yeah. It's so much fun. Like I just watched the episode. Spoilers if you've not watched it, but it's on Netflix. It's been on Netflix for like 2 years.
Watch it.
Yeah, watch it, please. Not last night. The one before. Last night I watched the one with the house party.
Yeah.
The night before I watched the one with the pregnant pillow, and I can't because so many people are interacting with certain characters. I don't know if other people can see them or not, which adds to it. Because I'm just like, this is the most mentalist thing I've ever seen in my. Well, not ever. But you know what I mean? It's just a complete change from what I've watched before, and it's like, I love this program.
One of the things I've really enjoyed about Big Mouth was that it's very close to how puberty actually was.
Yeah.
Like, as grim and horrible and, darkly comedic it is at times, that's exactly what it's like.
It is. I was just like, my friends were trying to get, and it's been on my list for ages. But like I was telling you, I just rewatched World's Deadliest Prisons instead.
Oh, yeah.
And my mate was just like, I went out for drinks on my birthday, and my mate was just like, you've got to watch Big Mouth. And so I started to watch it last week, and I'm just going through 2 or 3 episodes a day, and it's just like, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
But like, F for Family's good as well. I'll watch that. That's what
cartoons have come a long way as well. So in Big Mouth, you've got the Hormone Monstrous, and if you've ever seen it, some of the animation and how she holds her hair. And in one episode, she holds her hair to her hips like it's her hands, and then continues using her arms. Brilliant animation. It's so clean now compared to the cartoons we watched as children.
But even then, like, I think our cartoons were so much better than the ones around now.
I don't know.
Because I don't know if it's because we're older and we don't really see them the same way. But like the classics, like Cow and Chicken and stuff like that.
What is it? Rhubarb and Custard.
Yeah, that was a bit older, mate. It's probably like
Top Cat, mate. Top Cat.
Top Cat was still about stuff like that. It's just like I watch stuff now and it's so like clean.
Yeah.
Which I get like Big Mouth is, but I don't know if they've. I don't know. You'd have to look into it, but like the animators that did the stuff when we were younger, I don't know if they've stayed animated and do like the Netflix stuff now.
And I think probably the way it's manufactured has changed. So when we were children, long before then, it was pictures.
Yeah, it was drawn, wasn't it?
Whereas now you can do everything on your laptop.
Was it South Park was made out of paper?
It's paper. Yeah, it's what do they call it? Is it decoupage?
No, decoupage is like collages. Like like scrunch up paper with glue and stuff like that. Yeah. I think that is. Don't quote me, please.
But yeah, the paper overlapping to make a scene.
Yeah.
It worked back then, but now it does look dated.
But then you look at it and you think about it, and it's like that's absolutely crazy where we've come from. Like I remember dial-up internet, which was in the very I remember not being allowed on the internet, and if my mum wanted to use the phone, which was like very to the end of it when I first started to use the internet. But it's still like you come out of the room with like a phone that can use the internet these days. It's so weird.
Oh yeah, we're all walking around with magic boxes in our hands.
Yeah.
It's I cannot remember who says it, but it's they use it in Star Trek quite often. It's that any sufficiently modern technology would appear as magic to someone from the past. So the fact that you can now reach into your pocket and go, oh, when did this happen? You know, a certain event like, say, the Battle of Waterloo, when did that happen? Yeah. You can just search it on your phone. No, you don't have to know anymore.
Yeah, no. And I think that goes back to what we started with.
I'm forgetting everything because I've grown up in the age of technology, so I don't have to know anymore. I can just look it up each and every time I need to think about it.
Yeah, we were like that, because I think ours was our mum and dad's generation was the last full one to not have any technology, but we were like on the cusp of it.
Yeah, like they had calculators and stuff,
yeah.
but it's practically the dark ages.
Yeah, and then like, because like even like looking back at phone technology, like we had like flip phones when we first had phones, but people are getting like iPhones.
Motorola Razr.
Yeah. People are getting like iPhones for their first phone. The amount of shit they can do with that phone compared to what we did. I just had pay as you go. I could text. I had so many minutes.
My cousin's 9 and he's got an iPhone. And then like, I didn't have a little button phone. Actually, I still have an old phone with buttons on it. £8. Amazon Prime. Boom. Purchase that thing.
Yeah, it's like my mum had to do my. To be fair, my contract's still in my mum's contract, so I just send her money every month. But still, like they had to do it for us. But now it's so like, there's so many reports on the internet, like people going on mobile phone games and charging their mum and dad's credit cards for like hundreds of pounds. It was like
buying Fortnite skins.
Yeah, I was like, that means nothing. If that was us back then, like 94, 95, we'd be like, that's got no clue.
And if that was us back then, we'd get a slap because we couldn't go on Twitter and tell the whole world that our mum had just slapped us around the head for spending 60 money.
It's like the most money I've probably spent on stuff was like, remember like the sticker albums and stuff like that. Oh, that's all I wanted.
Pokemon stickers. I've still got one.
Don't, because Panini have stopped doing like the Premier League one for the past couple of years. It's coming back next year. I am totally spending a lot more money than I should on it, and I don't care because I'll be 25. I'm 25 now. Next year, I'll still be 25. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it.
So you're validating it with your age, whereas to me that's a way that's means you shouldn't do it.
Oh no, do it. Like even worse, even more so. Like I can't remember what the average is, but they say you have to spend like £300 to complete it. But when it's completed, it's worth like 20 quid.
But like,
if you set it on eBay, it's 20 quid's worth.
You're an adult man. What when you buy all these packets of stickers, who are you gonna swap the ones you've already got?
That's the problem. That is the full-on problem.
You can't crank around schools like Rolf Harris.
Yeah, I know. That's the one stumbling block with it. It's just like who are you gonna swap with? Because you used to take them to school and stuff, didn't you? And you'd be like, oh, I've got Thierry Henry, I need whoever for Man United, and you swap it, and then I'm just like, I'm just stuck with it.
Yeah, I'm an adult. I'm gonna have to literally buy all the packets. Go in the shop and don't go, can I have 3 packets of stickers, please? Can I have the box, please?
I did that once. I shouldn't have done. I was only like 12. I did that once. I raided my Christmas money. I was like, I don't know how much it's cost me, but I remember taking and the shopkeeper was just like, because they're like, I've been going to the same shop since I was like 5.
Yeah.
They're like, Mum and Dad let you do this? I was like, nope. And then shh. Yeah, shh. I was like, okay, he didn't care. He was getting money.
It's this or the cigarettes, mate.
Yeah. That's what I'm like with my mum and dad with my tattoos. They was just like, my mum says, oh, I like your tattoos, but I don't want you getting any more. I was just like, what would you rather me be addicted to?
My body, my rights.
Yeah, what would you rather me be addicted to? Tattoos or hard drugs? And then when I put it like that, I was just like, yeah. And even my nan, I remember going to my nan's like just after I had them done. It was like, oh, they're horrible. And I was like, I'm getting more done. She was like, no. And she was like literally not screaming that way, like she was angry, but like, you know, being a bit dramatic. It's like, it's just a tattoo.
It's because for people their age, tattoos were for like in the Navy or criminals.
Yeah.
It's like beards. You see, you walk around the street, everyone's got a beard now. I'm a window fitter, and I'll go around old girls' houses. And they go, oh, I don't like your beard. And I'm like, oh, well, you ain't got to wear it, so don't trouble yourself.
That's what I said to me. That's what I said to my nan. I was like, I do like them, but I don't want you getting any more. Like what my mum said. I was like, but I don't care. And I went to my nan and I was like, I mean this in the nicest way possible. I love you, but I don't care about your opinion whatsoever. I just don't care. As long as I'm not hurting myself or hurting anybody else, all I'm doing is just covering myself in art. Like I'm getting, as soon as I get some as soon as I start saving up again, I'm getting some more done.
Yeah, I looked at booking another one tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie.
That's my problem, because like going back to the internet, I follow so many tattooists on Instagram, and I follow my 2 tattooists on
They're
Instagram.
influencing you.
They're like, yeah, they'll put, I've just got this design, it's 50 quid. I was like, I've got 50 quid, I might just get it done. But then again, I can't do it, because I know, I'm just be like, I'm never going to stop.
Yeah.
But then I'll have to stop at some point. Although...
Well, you run out of skin.
Some people are getting it. Some people will get their old ones blacked out and then do white ink over, which looks sick, but I don't think I could sit there and have my whole arm blacked out for 2 hours. It's like these 5 took 5 hours.
And white's the worst colour to have tattooed.
And black, it's alright though.
No.
Isn't that?
Just white, the colour. White and yellow. If you're out there, you've ever had a tattoo and there's white or yellow in it, they've got to go over it so many times. It's like someone slapping your sunburnt arm.
There's like no detail on my flintlock pistol, like on the handle. Don't think you call it a handle on a gun, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Where you put your
the grabby bit.
Yeah, the grabby. We'll call it the grabby bit, a technical term. Look, she went in with like a needle thin, like a standard needle thin tattoo needle, and she was going in it. I was like, even she got bored. She was like, I'm just gonna do it a bit bigger. I was like, carry on. She was like, this is gonna hurt, and I was like, no. The only bits hurt was like when it got to like my armpit.
Under the arm.
Yeah, and then a bit for some reason a bit on my upper arm hurt as well, just like randomly in the middle. I don't know if it was going over a mole or what, but I haven't got a big mole, so I'm not that concerned with it. But yeah, I'm gonna be covered. The old spiderweb on the tattoo.
Cause you're gonna be like these dudes, you know, like the guy who's like tattooed up like a snake and he's took a stand.
Nah, mate, that's extra. That is so extra. Like, I'm all for expressing yourself, but nobody really wants to be a snake.
I don't know.
Nobody grows up and is like, oh, you want to be a snake. It's police. You want to be a policeman. You want to be a fireman. Yeah. I don't think. To be fair, I don't know.
You don't want to run into a burning building, and you don't want to arrest your best mate for selling weed. So you're gonna get yourself tattooed up as a snake. What other choice have you really got?
I'm all for tattoos, but body modifications, because you can get like plastic underneath your skin.
Yeah,
and I was like,
like horns and stuff put in, like make help.
And I was like, I don't know how, because that's. Obviously, you've got to be clean when you get a tattoo. Like, they're constantly cleaning, they wear gloves and stuff. But, like, putting a piece of plastic underneath your skin...
It's only like a boob job, though, isn't it?
I don't know, because it's different. Because is it, like, hard plastic?
You're cutting something open and you're sticking something in.
Yeah, but they go tits... Pardon the pun, but they go tits up more often than none, don't they?
Well, they used to. I imagine they're much safer now. I'd never know. I'm a guy.
Yeah, no, I've no
intention. Getting a tit job.
Yeah. It's not on my agenda. I've got plans, but one of them like it. I mean, if you're out there and a bloke that wants a tit job... Go and get a boob job.
Go and get yourself a nice pair of Grodies. But...
Yeah, more power to you. Like, I don't shame people stuff like that. I don't kink shame. If you're into feet, you're into feet. I'm not, but just don't try and get me into it. I think that that's the classic thing. Is like, I love gay people, but just don't.
I don't
want to talk about it.
I'm not about that.
Just like I don't want to talk about normal sex with my mum. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Do whatever makes you happy and do what you got to do. I don't want to do it with you. I don't want to do it.
But going back to what we started with, I think some people have forgot that.
Yeah.
And then they shun people that actually do that, like people with tattoos, people that have found their sexuality.
Yeah, they're trying to make this culture of like no shame and no guilt. But in doing so, they create a culture of shame and guilt. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just like. I just judge people for how they interact with me, because we've got mates that some people can't stand to be in the same room as.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, unless they do it to me, I'm just going to be like, No,
or they go, I ain't never speaking to him because he told a joke. It's like, well, the joke was a bit peaky, but
it's a joke at the end of the day. It's a joke at the end of the day.
You got to have a bit of forgiveness.
Yeah, I think going back to comedy, like, I'm a big fan of loads of comedians, but they have to like apologise for some jokes now, even though. I get it that you can be offended by a joke, but that's just the one person, and I do understand that it might be a stereotype of a race or a sexuality, but it's meant to be a joke. That's what comedy's for. Yeah. I think laughing... going back to the happiness thing, I think people have forgot to laugh as well. Yeah. I laugh all the time. Try to, yeah. Exactly right. Something like, my favourite thing is people falling over. Oh. Unless they're old, because it could genuinely hurt them.
But I make sure they're genuinely hurt us.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We're old now, John.
I'll check them if they're alright. But I'm still, if I know it's my mate and I know he's okay, I'm gonna piss myself laughing.
Yeah.
My eyes are going to be crying. I'm going to be borderline nearly pissing myself from getting stitched from laughter because it's just hilarious.
It's like if you look at like the news this year, like in Chicago, when they've had the snow bomb and the polar vortex, and they make it sound so like mean and threatening and evil. You're like, it's just snow. It happens every year.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing fresh. But the Americans are so serious about it, whereas us, we're like, don't fall over.
Don't fall over.
Oldies, watch your step.
Yeah. It's like, I remember the snowstorms last year. It's like every university and like college and school closed except for. I mean, there was obviously a few open, but mine was open. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting to uni. I don't care if the snow was quite bad.
Yeah.
It was the beast from the east. I hate things like that.
It's just the winter. Just the winter.
I know,
it happens
just...
every year. It's like when they say, like this summer that we had last year. It's like it was ridiculously hot.
I loved it.
But it's just summer.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
but
it's not just summer. There's global warming, which is V bad. But it's not this crazy, evil, external force.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell my kids about that summer.
About that summer?
Summer of 2018, the best summer of my life. I just got pissed every day. The sun was awesome.
We almost won the football.
Oh my god, don't start me, please. Dean's not the biggest sports fan.
Nah, I'm really not.
Well, we talk about World's Strongest Man, but that's about it.
Yeah,
but
that is my thing.
Seriously, I remember walking down, I was walking back from Selly Oak, going down to Longbridge, and I was just playing football songs on my phone, and there's so many people like, yeah, and I was like, is this what we should be like normally?
Got swept up in the patriotism of it.
That's what I mean. It's like, is this what it was like after the war, after we won? Like, for 4 or 5 years, it was like, oh my god, we won the war?
I know, but everyone says this, like, the excitement after winning the war, but so many people died that you could go... I remember reading a story once, and this was in the Vietnam War, and this guy from Vietnam, he left to join the war effort about 15, 16 years old. He came back to his village 10 years later, and...
Was he Vietnamese?
Yeah, okay. He was Vietnamese, North Vietnamese.
Yeah, you threw me off with the word village there. I thought he was American or something like that. So like,
no, but he's gone back to his village, and there's no celebration.
Yeah.
Because out of the 30, 40 people from his village that left, he was the only one to return.
Yeah.
So they would have... It would have been a very nasty thing to do, really, to celebrate. And England at that time would have been in a similar situation. So many lives were lost.
Yeah, I know.
But then there would have been that exaltation of it's all over now. There won't be any more
bunting lining down the streets and stuff.
You know,
like that's the classics.
All the people have been lost, but there won't be any more. And that's where the celebration is. Yeah.
I think comparing getting to the World Cup semi-final as the celebration of finally finishing World War II was a bit extreme, but it's life, innit? I can apologise for my mistakes. Oh. What else do I want to talk about?
Well, but there's the news. There's always the news.
Don't start me on the news.
Bleeding day, the news does.
Oh! What about that? I'd literally put a note in my phone. It was just Isis Bird. Because I don't know her name. I don't know her name.
And I don't know her name, and you shouldn't know her name.
She shouldn't be named.
Yeah, because she chose the wrong side. She knew exactly what she was getting into. All of them did. And I don't think they deserve our mercy, to be honest.
They don't. Mercy's a strong word.
Mercy's the right word.
Yeah, mercy's the right word.
Like, they chose the wrong side. They've done disgusting and deplorable things in the name of extremist religion, and now they want a pardon for it. No chance. Yeah.
Because I do swing a bit more to the left than the right, if you want to get political. I don't want to get too political because I hate politics. But it's part of our lives, isn't it? And I think some left people, I don't want to call them leftists, because that's what right wingers call them. It's just, I don't want to start an argument. But people that swing to the left will be like, oh, we need to be sympathetic. And it's like, yeah, you do in the right circumstances. Yeah. I think I'm a bit more in the middle of stuff now. Some stuff I agree on the right stuff, but I'm not a Liberal Democrat. I'm not. I need to distinguish myself from that, because I know they're Liberal and I know they're in the middle, but I'm just like, I'm not a Liberal Democrat. Just leave me alone, please. But it's that thing, I don't want to be judged as being a Liberal Democrat, because they're not. They're just there, aren't they?
They are just there. They really did fuck it royally with the tuition fees.
It's not even their fault. I don't see it as their fault. I just see it as a brilliant play from the Conservatives. It's like, we'll get these people in to boost our government, so we're actually in power, and just not let them do anything.
Just let them change the lock on the back door.
Yeah. I was like, that's genius. That's like that's business. That is. It's like we'll get somebody
That's
in.
Tories.
That's Tories, and I was like,
That's opinion there.
not that I agree with Tories, but I was like, that's such a power move. We'll just get these people. We'll get this party into.
Prop us up.
Yeah, for a coalition and just not let them do anything.
Yeah.
And now they're shamed for the rest of probably our generation.
Oh yeah, I'll never vote.
No, I never let them go because they're just idiot. It was more because they were stupid.
Yeah.
Just let it go to another. I don't know what would have happened if they didn't form a coalition. It probably would have been another election, general election.
Honestly, I can't remember what happens anymore.
Neither can I.
It's just gone past it for me with all of the Brexit. I'm just fatigued by it all.
That's the right word, isn't it? It's
Like,
just fatigue
it's been
about
going on
everything.
for so long. Like I'm one of the lucky few. I got exactly what I voted for with Brexit. I voted to leave, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to kick the government up the arse and get us some more. Like youth, not youth probably isn't the right word, but more representation for our generation.
Yeah.
You know, the under 35 bracket, and that is one thing that has happened with Brexit. All of the old boys who chill out in Parliament think they got an easy job. You know, they don't even turn up.
That's the one thing. There's like there'll be a crucial talk about sexual exploitation in like Telford or something like that, and nobody turns up.
And whereas now, like they call it the youth quake, and it's probably the right word for it. You know, the right phrase for it, but it at least gets us some representation, which I felt we were sorely lacking before Brexit.
Well, it was like I voted to remain, but I voted to remain because there was no plan.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I was just like. And coming from my standpoint, if you haven't got a plan, how are you going to do anything? Because you can't wing something like that. You can wing. I don't know. You could say going to a sports analogy, football. If you've got a striker, you could wing another position just for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
it's the same. The objective's the same.
You're working at Sainsbury's, you want to go on your break, but there's a queue at the fag counter, and you just got to get a buddy over.
Yeah.
Come on, sort me out.
Yeah, but with that sort of thing, I just thought it was too big for uncertainty.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not going to say we'll be better off or we won't be better off because I don't know. I don't think anybody knows.
No.
But if there was a plan, I do think there would be less animosity between the left, with the left and right because they're basically the same right now.
It's very divisive at the minute. It's the same as the last US election. It was very divisive. You were either for Trump or against Trump.
It wasn't for Clinton or against Clinton, was it?
Well,
it was
the problem with the Clintons was everyone knew it wasn't just going to be Hillary. It was Hillary and Bill.
Yeah.
And we all remember Bill.
They've also killed people.
Yeah.
I was going to research this, but I can't remember.
The government just kills people. That's what they do.
Oh yeah, there was I can't remember the geezer's name, but I think he was a journalist. Turned up dead in his flat or his house in upstate New York or somewhere like that. I could be talking out about where he lived. But it was a staged suicide. It was quite obviously a staged suicide. But he was against the Clinton administration.
The one I'll always remember is I think they found him in London probably 10 years ago now, and they found him stuffed in sort of holdall in his bathroom.
Oh, I remember this.
Do you remember that
one?
Yeah.
What happened to that geezer?
I don't even know. Whatever happened to him, they did a tidy job.
Yeah, it was just like...
Look, I ain't never finding the culprit for that.
Yeah, if you think your government do not have the power to kill people, you need to wake up.
Think again.
Because I'm all up for standing up for your rights and stuff like that, but I'm not saying don't do something because of fear of being killed by your government, because if you do it the right way, you'll probably be found out.
They can't kill us all.
Yeah, exactly. They can't kill us all. But like, especially if you're like, I don't know if those two people acted alone or something like that, but like, they do have the power and they will do it.
Oh yeah,
it's just like,
if they feel threatened.
Oh yeah.
It's the same as any other person or organisation. If they feel threatened by another person or organisation, they will defend themselves. Yeah.
It's just so much shit out there that people don't realise. But it always harks back to that thing. We're so connected, but we just don't. We take stuff at face value a bit too much, don't we?
Yeah, well, we're connected in terms of technology, but we're really not connected on a personal level anymore. So if you take it back to say the 60s and 70s, everyone knew their next door neighbour.
Yeah, everybody knew their neighbour.
Everyone used to. All the kids used to go out and play together all up the road, and they were
even when we were younger. That's what we did.
Even when we were kids, we used to ride our bikes. Whereas now, my cousin is 9. I ain't seen him leave the house in 6 weeks.
Yeah, I know. It's just... And I'm not saying you shouldn't do things that make you happy, because I love playing video games and stuff like that.
Video games are great, especially now. They've come leaps and bounds. I was playing Halo 1 a few months ago, and my hand was square, and I was there like, I don't remember my hand being square.
Yeah.
I thought I had knuckles and like imprints on the glove. Now it's just a square bit of green. You could swear that there were better graphics, but they really clearly weren't. Because if you go back and play them, they're just not.
Yeah, and it's just like I'm not saying. I mean, like I say, I play them, but I don't play them to excess as other people because I'm just I can't be bothered. I'd rather watch something on YouTube or watch something or go out for a drink. I mean, I know we're 25 and that, so we can drink and stuff like that. So obviously, 12-year-olds can't do that, but go have a kick about.
Yeah, go down the park. That's one thing that always winded me up about FIFA. Always saw it as the most pointless, futile game in the world. Because if you want to go play football, why don't you get your bunch of mates who you play FIFA with and roll to the park?
Yeah, but mate, the joy of taking a second division team up to the Premier League title is unmatched.
But you'll never get there yourself.
Yeah, no,
if you
mate.
don't go out there and kick the real ball.
Yeah, I'm a bit depressed now, mate.
Yeah, but you got to go outside. But we all want that kind of friendship group, that tribal cohesion, you know.
Yeah, like I think no matter how much you try and squash it from your personality, you do need to talk to people, and you do need to see people now and again.
The kids aren't addicted to video gaming, so they're addicted to spending time with their friends. Mm-hmm. And it's just that all of their friends are also playing video games, so there's no need for them to leave the house ever.
Yeah.
And now as well, like our parents, their jobs, they used to go out each day and work and come back, and that was their own time. Whereas now your parents will come home and they'll still continue working.
Yeah. And some people
work
from home.
They need the internet on.
Yeah.
When we were kids and we got told, get off that Xbox, they'd unplug the internet.
Yeah.
They can't do that now because they've still got to work themselves.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of tricks and tools that our parents had that just aren't applicable now.
I do think I think the human race is going through one of those stages where we need to, because obviously there's one generation that didn't have it, and there's a generation coming up, and they're just butting heads.
Yeah, then non-overlapping magisteria basically. You know, we do things so differently
that it's just completely foreign.
Yeah,
it's like
even the way we speak.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't like. I mean, I went through a period of my life where I tried to speak a bit more proper, because obviously we've got quite thick.
I never bothered,
accent.
man. I live opposite a factory.
Yeah.
Well, I used to. They knocked it down.
I did, and then it's just like, wait, this isn't me. I tried to do it to fit in.
Yeah. But
I was like, you know what? Take it or leave it.
People can come and fit with me around my little jigsaw, and I'll fit my piece into a few other people's, but I don't expect to be a piece in the whole world's jigsaw.
See, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind
that makes any sense.
Yeah, it goes back to like the influencers, because they are sort of a piece of everybody's lives. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. It's just I'd have to be completely genuine. Yeah. And if I couldn't be 100% genuine with who I am, the way I speak,
you'd struggle with the internal demons.
Yeah.
Man. Basically, effecting a lie.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, and I think that's what celebrityism is, if that's a word. I think I've just made up a word.
Ismism.
I think that's what. I think people are just, they're so different when they're not on TV or on a video on Instagram or whatever, that they're two completely different people. Like, you could see Brad Pitt in a movie. Obviously not a movie's a bad thing because he's a bad example.
Yeah, he's being paid to act.
Yeah, exactly. So he's supposed to be a different person unless he's doing a cameo, obviously. But even then, he's got a script to stick to. So, but you'll see someone in a Photoshop picture, and that's not them. So yeah, I wouldn't mind the whole famous thing, but I'd have to be completely genuine.
Yeah, people play up to the cameras a lot, though. Honestly, again, this is coming back to the magic plastic box you've got in your pocket, which means you never have to remember a thing in your life. You can just Google it. It was a modern artist. Cannot remember who it was for the life of me. I hope no one shoots me through the window now because I can't remember.
That's the one thing about doing this. It's like on the training today, we're just like, I'm going to be like, if I'm not 100% sure, I'm going to tell you, just in case someone, even if it's just one person watches it and one person comments, it's like, I can't be asked with the rigmarole.
Basically, he took videos of people, and he says, sit there in front of this camera, and I'm going to roll the video for 4 minutes. And in reality, he was rolling it for 10.
Okay.
But Salvador Dali, brilliant artist, surrealist from Spain. I'm sure it's Spain.
Yeah, it is, I think. Pardon, man.
But he sits there for 4 minutes, puffing his chest out, you know, portraying the image he'd like people to see. But then, after 4 minutes, when he's told that the recording will stop, he lets it drop.
Yeah,
the
drops. Yeah.
And then you see this little flicker moment of panic of, am I still being recorded? And they've just seen me lose the mask, drop the act. You know, the mirror cracked. And it's very fascinating to see how people act on screen and not even on screen, in the street to each other. Whereas how they're acting behind closed doors.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Like going through my personal demons, that's the one thing I sort of addressed with myself. It was just like, wait, in some situations I am playing a part.
Yeah, definitely.
Or wearing a mask or something like that, and it's not good for you.
No.
I mean, being depressed is bad for you anyway, but let alone doing it to yourself. Like, setting yourself up for that depression is so... I don't know if a lot of people do it. I don't know if people listening now agree with me or something like that, because there's going to be somebody that's done this. But, like, it's so... You feel like you need to play a part sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, I wore a mask for years.
I thought you meant a literal mask then. I was so confused. I was like, when was this? Even though I just made the same analogy, I was like,
I
what?
wore a mask for got to be close to a decade, and as a later age teenager, say 17, 18, you know, you start to become an adult. You have different feelings. You think a different way about the world. I just kind of shed it like skin. I realised that wearing the mask on a daily was lying to myself, and the only way, like, the world can't make you unhappy. The only way to be unhappy is to lie to yourself.
Yeah.
It's like I had a friend I worked with, a bricklayer. He came out as gay, and it's a very, very difficult job to come out as a gay man.
I can imagine.
You know, a bricklayer. You think of a bricklayer, you think of a big.
What's the banter in it?
Yeah, a banter. You know, a guy's guy. But you come out as gay, and that's just, whatever you got to do to be happy.
Yeah.
Lying to yourself is the worst part.
Yeah.
Always will be.
It's like I had him out of uni. He put off telling us that he was gay. I was like, mate, do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, if that's what you got to do to make yourself happy.
Yeah, I'm very open with, like...
Crack on.
I'm very open with what I've done with him. Like, we've got Crohn's disease and an ileostomy bag and stuff like that. I've had depression and anxiety. I'm very open about that, and that's the only way you get over stuff like that. Because if you
box it all in and bottle it down,
yeah,
it
man.
pushes, and it works the same way as cold forms in geology.
I was gonna do a big mouthful.
Down and down and down, and the pressures of life mount up on top of it, and it turns this little hard brick of hate.
Yeah. And then it manifests
just
itself.
like coal.
Yeah, and it manifests itself into other places, doesn't it?
And then one day, someone's gonna say something to you, and someone will a little lighter clicking underneath that little lump of coal right in the middle of you, and it'll burst into flames, and you'll lose yourself.
Yeah. Shoot somebody.
Yeah,
kill yourself.
You'll lose yourself.
Yeah, you'll lose
in that time of not just anger, just raw emotion.
That's one thing I found with like my depression. One thing would tick me off or set me off, and then I'd think about everything else that I do, and it's a snowball effect.
The whole day snowballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very, very hard mindset to get out of. Even now, it still happens to me.
Yeah, like mine used to be like a couple of days, but now it's like half hour.
Yeah.
I've got techniques where I listen to music.
I think some of that's just growing up, becoming an adult.
Yeah, might be.
You know,
but then again, some adults are like that, and they never get over it. Some adults
never get over it. Yeah, they never adapt to survive in the real world. Really.
Yeah, that's about. I don't like using the word survival, but it is.
But it is survival. Yeah. You know, if you can't function in a civil manner, you're not going to be able to hold down a job. You're not going to be able to find somebody. You're not going to settle down and live the rest of your life how society says you're supposed to. You don't have to live like that, but most people do. It's considered the norm.
Yeah.
And if you can't be civil and you can't act in a respectful way, you're never going to get that.
Yeah, it's like I'm my own person, but I do this especially when I meet new people. I try and gauge what they take as a joke and what they don't, because obviously I don't know them very well.
You've got to test the waters.
Yeah, you test the waters, but then as soon as I've known them a couple of times, I'm just myself.
Yeah.
And then people's like, oh, you're putting on an act. I was like, yeah, but I am, but I'm doing it so I don't offend them.
It's face paint, not a full mask.
Yeah. It's like... But yeah, I'm doing it so just because I don't want to go in there telling jokes that me and you would find funny, but then they wouldn't.
Someone you've known for 10 years or so would find it a roarer.
Yeah.
Someone you've known for 20 minutes and you just bought a drink for at the bar
is
just going to look at you and go, don't like you anymore, and walk away.
Yeah, and it's like, people find certain things, and they might get offended, but it's the timing of it, and especially like going back to the comedy thing. If you go to a comedy show and paid your money, I'm not saying you can't be offended, but you sort of know what you're getting into, especially if you know the comedian.
So, like, to me, the idea of when someone goes, that's offensive, you can't say that, that's offensive. The words, that's offensive, aren't an argument in and of themselves. Like, you can't say you have to stop because that's offensive. Well, it's offensive to you, but that's personal opinion.
Yeah.
You've got to explain to me why, as a collective species, why is that offensive? On what level as a human is that offensive? So like mass murder, that is offensive to, I'd say 95% of all people on the planet, because they go, well, I wouldn't want to be killed.
Yeah.
So that offends me. That makes sense. Using that's offensive in that term is perfectly fine. But you say, oh, you can't say that, that's offensive. Well, I've got my freedom of speech, my rights to expression. That's offensive doesn't stop me from doing it. It just means that you don't like it. If you don't like it, you can walk away. Or come up with a convincing argument against me.
Yeah, I saw a great analogy. It wasn't a great. I think it was a comment on a news article. It was an Islamic preacher. So like, free speech is I can listen to you, but just don't. And he had someone gave him a megaphone because he demanded it, and someone commented it was like free speech is not. Free speech is the fact I have to listen to you, but it doesn't mean we have to give you a megaphone.
See, to me, freedom of speech should not extend to religion. I am very, very hard line against religion. I've had people tell me I am more intolerant than an Islamic State preacher.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in it. I think we're now in a position where technology, science and logic tell us that we are right and the ancient religious texts are wrong. Like, if you turn around to someone and say, oh, you can believe in whatever God you like. It sounds rational when you say it like that.
Yeah.
But how about you turn it into, you can believe in any 6,000-year-old Bronze Age myth that you like.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Yeah. But it's exactly the same.
See, I look at it as like, if someone's in a bad place and then they find solace in any religion, more power to you, because it's helped them in a way. But I don't like people that try and force it on other people.
See, but is it?
Because that's where the conflict comes from, and then because religion's so embedded in
tribal divisions of religion. Yeah.
Because religion's so embedded in so many different cultures, that's when wars were fought over religions and stuff like that.
And still people follow it. That's
and I'm just like, yeah, I get it. And then, like I say, if you find solace in it and it's helped you, like there's drug addicts or prisoners. I don't know,
because you're acknowledging that an external force has aided you to say, give up heroin. It didn't. You gave up heroin. Stop giving the credit for what you have done to something that doesn't exist. You did that. And to even tell yourself that you didn't have any control and that it was a God that did it devalues your efforts.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. I've said that a couple of times there, but like it
always goes back.
Yeah, like people with the thing, people almost need that push to be happy these days.
Yeah, they can't just find the joy.
Yeah, they can't find the joy in themselves, and I think that goes back to religion as well. They're like, oh, I can't do this on my own, and that's fair enough. Like, if some people do genuinely need that, but I think it's gotten to the point now. I think it's okay with like religion and stuff like that, because it has positive. If people have to say or think that God made me give up heroin, in the end the result's still the same, because they give up heroin. I mean, mentally it's a bit different because they're not believing it in themselves, which could give them more motivation to do other things.
Yeah,
which is fair enough, but it's not. It's only hurting themselves.
Yeah,
unless they start.
Part,
unless they start preaching and stuff like that, which is a bit too over the top for me. Cause
but
it's just like,
you say, like, if they preach, so realistically, most religious people who have children, they don't preach to the children.
Yeah,
but the children grow up in an environment around it, and it has the same brainwashing effect. Really, brainwashing is a very hard term for this, and It's only because it's me that I'll use it. Waff might have other guests who are much nicer about religion. I am not. That is my hard line on religion.
That's the one thing why I wanted to do this podcast as well, was just to get people to tolerate other people. Because I can tolerate Muslims, I tolerate Christians, I tolerate every religion.
Oh, I can't bring myself to tolerate them.
Yeah, some people can't.
Race, I have no problem with. You cannot choose where you were born, what skin colour you have. That is not a choice. But to believe in something that simply does not exist is a choice.
I get that.
So racism has no place in the world for
me.
Exactly. But religion, which on occasion does order people to be racist.
Oh yeah.
You know, the Bible was used as a mandate for slavery for hundreds of years.
Even with like when the Christians from France and stuff went down to
the Crusades.
Yeah, the Crusades. They used the Bible as the mantra.
Yeah,
that's what got people. That's what made people give money towards it to fund it for.
It was a religious war. It was one of the big issues with the Iraq-Afghanistan war is when George W. Bush said, "This is a religious war."
Yeah.
Oh no. Here we go again.
Yeah.
That's just the wrong thing to say. But and religious war still happens, so it's never stopped, unfortunately. It could be easily stopped.
Yeah.
You just tell people they're not allowed to believe in things that don't exist anymore.
But then
it's a lot harder than that, 'cause it goes underground like it does in China.
Yeah.
China's having a massive crackdown on religion at the minute. But you still get underground churches.
But then, say, if you tell people not to do something, it's like, oh, it's my freedom of speech and stuff like that. Which it is. And, like I say, I'm more than happy for someone to practice whatever the religion they want. It's cool. As long as you don't try and force it on me. Because, like, I used to, hate Jehovah's Witnesses knocking on my door.
Witness the fitness.
Yeah, but now I talk to them. Now I generally have a conversation with them.
I talk to them and they write my name down on a little back of a leaflet and they never come back.
No, they never come back to me either. I'm very, positive. I'm very open with them. And I was like, they talk to me about whatever scripture they're trying to sell. But I was like, oh, I'm a Buddhist. I was like, oh, cool. And we have a conversation for half hour. And my mum would be like, who are you talking to? I was like, oh, it's just my Jehovah's Witnesses. I was like, fair play.
See, I tear them apart in the doorway.
Oh, no, I can't be arsed.
I know, I look, they turned up to my door. I don't go out to seek them out, to destroy them. If they come to me...
Yeah.
Oh, that's a different game entirely. Home field advantage, isn't it? Yeah. I've got all my books. Chat.
Give me 2 seconds.
Give me 2 ticks. I'll run upstairs. I'll get you a page to read. Give me 2. And I'll say, in some I had one come. There's this insect. I think it's called a cicada. It's like a fuck off huge locust. It's kind of beetly thing.
Yeah.
And they lay their eggs and they hatch 26 years later. And this woman tried to tell me at the door that is only possible through the provenance and the design of God. And I'm standing there thinking, are you insane? Have you never thought that evolution might have a part to play in this? That if so many hatch each year, and then they lay their eggs every year, it's not every 26 years.
Yeah.
It's that those particular eggs don't hatch for, say, 26 years.
Yeah, it's on a cycle.
But there will be some hatching every year. It's just to make sure that whatever environmental disaster may or may not happen within that 25-ish year period, it's not going to wipe out the species. They've learnt that. It's like a salmon. Salmon don't just shit out one baby salmon. It shits out thousands of eggs, all with little baby salmon in.
Yeah.
So that half a dozen survive.
Troubleshooting, isn't it?
Yeah, you gotta overdo it.
Well, the one thing, I've heard the argument that
I can't remember if it's X or Y or K. It's the how they call it, the breeding. Whether you have like us, very few highly advanced young.
Oh, I have no idea.
Or like a fish or an insect, where you have many underdeveloped young. I think it might be X and K.
Yeah.
I can't say, but it's one of them.
Yeah. Well, going back to the evolution. Going back to the evolution thing is Christians will say, well, it's just a theory of evolution, but a scientific theory is different to an actual theory.
Exactly.
What we know. Scientific theory has been for something to be called a scientific theory.
It needs to be peer reviewed, and it needs to be seen and considered by the wider scientific community as factual.
Yeah.
It can't just be a theory.
Yeah. People just see that word and think, oh, it means it's
just means it's an idea. No. No.
There's actual evidence of...
And especially with the cracking of things like the genome, we can now unequivocally say that we are related to the chimpanzee. There's no like, oh, we might be, like it's a theory.
Yeah.
It's we know.
Yeah.
That is another one of my problems with religion. Like,
do you think we'll ever find the missing link?
I don't think there is a missing link.
We're just fucking up somewhere.
Just a steady.
We're just fucking up.
Progression of getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
I don't
There's still that clear branch off though, isn't there? I think. So I haven't looked at it for years.
So,
but I haven't heard it.
Chimpanzees aren't our like uncles. They're more of a cousin.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like.
So we branched off in two separate ways. Put it in the comments if I'm wrong. Please, people need to know if I'm wrong, because if I butcher it, and they need to know the truth. But yeah, we come off in two separate offshoots, and one of them developed further into chimps, and the other one developed further into us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think there is a missing link. I just think that from that point, we just got steadily better.
Yeah.
You know, it's the eye. The eye starts as just a light sensitive membrane.
Oh, I hate eyes.
But
people that touch their own eyes freak me out.
All it could tell you was whether there's light or shadow.
Yeah.
And over millions of years, it's got better and better and better. And now you can look at your screen right now and see things. Isn't that just evolution?
Ooh, I don't know what I think about eyes, mate.
Can't do the eyes.
No, I can't. People that touch their own eyes freak me out, man.
Contact lenses.
That's the thing. I have to wear glasses.
Because you couldn't do
Number one, I could not put contact lenses in my eyes ever. I don't even know how often you change them. And two, I think glasses actually half my face out and actually make me look okay. Yeah. Touching eyes is weird, mate. Even like folding eyelids over. Like there was always one weird kid at school that did that one.
Or that could pop his shoulder out and have that weird gap that looked like a dodgy sideways mouth. And you could sort of put a Kit Kat in it and snap it.
Oh, school times, man.
Sitting on the back of the bus going, yo, Jim, get your shoulder out.
That still must be the same, mustn't it?
Oh yeah, kids don't change. Kids are cruel.
Kids are cruel.
They don't change.
Yeah.
They still want to see weird stuff that they're not allowed to see.
The one thing I wanted to talk about as well was like, have you seen the rumours for the new PS5?
Nah, I haven't. I'm not a Sony guy.
I don't. Yeah, you're weird. I don't know how true this is going to be, but apparently you can play every PlayStation game ever on it. I don't know if it's going to be a subscription service or what, but I'm going to play so many games. I used to play, but the problem
Spyro.
No, they just redone Spyro, haven't they?
Yeah, no, but they're redone. If I buy PS5, I want to play my PS1 Spyro. I want to play FIFA 99, the last football game I ever purchased.
Do you know? Because I was thinking about this. Because my favourite game of all time is called Muppets Monsters Adventure, and you play as Kermit's son.
Knows this.
Perry is nodding in appreciation. It's the best game ever. You play as Robin, who's Miss Piggy's and Kermit's son. I don't know if he's Tiny Tim in the Christmas Carol or something like that. But there's like 5 of them that get turned into different classic horror movie monsters, like Kermit's Frankenstein.
Okay.
Miss Piggy's the Bride of Frankenstein. Fozzie Bear, who is an absolute G and my favourite, is a werewolf, but he's called Waka Waka Werebear.
What? That is good enough for me to play.
That's what I'm saying. And then Gonzo's Nosferatu. And then I can't remember there's like a catfish guy I think he's the guitar player in the band with Animal.
Man.
He's like the creature from the Black Lagoon. And there's like 4 or 5 levels where you need to get so many coins in to beat that boss, and then you have to go around, and it's on your team, the people that advise you are like Beaker, the professor, and it's the professor's uncle that's turned. I can't remember. I had to Google this the other day because I forgot the premise.
Oh.
But it's such a good. I remember that was the first game I was like, I need to complete this. But I know if I get that on PS5,
it's not gonna be the same.
It's not gonna be the same. It's gonna really upset me. It's gonna upset me because if someone's like, "What's your favourite game?" I was like, "This." I can tell you all this about it, but I know I'm gonna go back to it and just like, "This is terrible."
It's like for me, I suffer with nostalgia a lot. So recently, on Steam, there's a game called Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, and back in the early noughties, like 2001, my mum taught me how to play the old board game, and I used to love it. I used to be able to play it with my mum, and we'd do a little bit of painting, make some ships up. It'd be brilliant. And I bought the video game, going, "Oh yes, nostalgia!
Yeah, no.
I'll be able to play this, and I'll be the best guy ever." Clearly not.
Yeah, no, man. It's a strange thing, man.
I don't know whether it's the last almost 2 decades that have just blunted my skills, or if it's just different. I can't say.
No, I can still imagine being good at the games I like, but they're just going to be not what I remember.
Did you ever remember that Taz game on PS1 that was impossible to complete?
Was it with Bugs Bunny?
I can't remember, but the
There was
first
a-
level you
there
were
was
playing
a
as Taz
Bugs
and it
Bu-
just wasn't.
I think it was Bugs and Taz
And the
Time
Tarzan
Advance.
game as well. Do you remember that Tarzan
I remember the
game?
Lion King game.
Well, no, I don't remember the Lion King game.
The Lion King game was seriously hard, and I hated it. But the fact I couldn't like, I don't know when I actually tried to complete games, but when I was younger, I just remember unintentionally playing the same levels
The
again. 'Cause
same level over and over again.
I never tried to complete them, which is mental because there were so many good games. It's like one of the first Lara Croft on PS1. I just remember shooting the bear over and over again, and I can't remember if I was in the same place or in a new place, and there was just a bear there because they only could do so much with like the memory and stuff like that. But I can't remember the first game I tried to complete, but I wish I could go. But then again, with the PS5, I can go back and actually complete them.
Or try.
Or try to, yeah. I remember completing Muppets Monster Adventure. Hands down. Oh, mate, it's such a good game. But nobody knows what it is.
No.
Nobody knows what it is. Except for Perry, obviously.
I used to play a game called G Police on the PS1. And you used to fly around in an helicopter. And honestly can't remember what you had to do in this game. I used to just fly around in a helicopter, shoot down other helicopters and blow up cars. I was like 8.
Yeah, we had no concept of missions.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, we had no concept of missions, but now I think one of the big turning points was like achievements and trophies.
Yeah,
Because it actually made people
on the
want to.
360,
Yeah.
putting the achievements on it,
Yeah.
making people go, "Oh, I'm going to grind this, I'm going to sweat it out for the next 30 hours to
Yeah.
get this achievement."
That's the one thing I don't like about PlayStation is, yeah, you get trophies, but there's no like score to it.
Yeah, it's
So,
like,
like, obviously
I'm a better
some-
gamer,
yeah,
I've got
like, some are-
50,000 Gs, man.
Yeah, on Xbox, something like 100G, 5G for simple stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's just like 4 tiers of trophies, but there's no like.
Scoring.
Yeah, there's no
between
scoring
gamers,
system.
like,
Like you have as many. It tells you how many trophies you've got, but it's still no.
yeah,
scoring.
you could have 500 fucking crap trophies.
Yeah, but there's talk about monetising that. So like, if you get a trophy, you earn so much money,
Oh,
so you can swap it in.
I don't want to do that. I don't like monitor. I like
No, like, you don't pay
paying
for-
a game.
No, you don't pay for them; they pay
playing
you.
the game. Yeah, they can pay me all they like.
That's what I mean.
But I'm gonna have to spend it on their shit.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, if it's withdrawable, I didn't think about that. But then you could spend it on a game
Yeah, no,
and
but-
then keep going. And then
What,
you
you're
never
gonna get
actually.
like 0.5 pence a time each trophy you
I
get.
don't know. That's the
You're
thing.
gonna have to play for 100 years to get a
We
game.
actually get bronze, silver, gold, and platinum in it. So I imagine there'll be different. One of them's got to be
half a
worth.
pence, 1p, 2p, and
Nah,
5,
it's got to
but
be more than that. I don't think people will stand
you
for that.
say this.
Platinum's got to be at least £1. I don't know.
Because then they'll be giving the game away for free.
Yeah,
they
that's
can't
true.
do that.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
There's
I'm
no,
not a
like-
fan of that. I'd rather just like the good old days.
Well, you should be able to trade your. Could you spend your gamer score on stuff?
Nah,
Could
it's
you not?
just a thing.
Was it just a thing? I thought you could get like stuff for your avatar and stuff
No,
like that.
it was
as well.
just a. It was. I think it was just a thing. I think later on you might have been able to spend
Yeah.
it, but I never played that long. I moved on to PC.
Master Race, innit?
Master Race.
Oh, the one story I wanted to talk to you about as well. I saw something on there. I don't know if
Line me up.
I don't know if you're familiar with the Lad Bible.
I've seen it. I'm not a social media guy, but tell me about
I
it.
didn't read this purposely because I wanted to talk about the scenarios afterwards. This bird went back to this geezer's house, fucked him. Fair play to both of them. Procreate if you need to.
Consensual.
Consensual. That's fine. As long as it's consensual, you can fuck who you like. But she left a dress there, and then his mum wore it on a night out.
If she washes it and returns
This
it,
is what I'm
then-
saying. This is what I'm saying. It's like, no, she didn't return it.
Oh, then
I don't think she did. Like
that's
either,
theft, man. Straight up theft.
like I thought about it in my head. Either even the fella was just like.
Maybe you give it his mum for
This is what I'm
Mother's
saying.
Day.
This is what I'm saying. Like either he gave it as a present, That's one scenario. Number two, he said the situation and she took it, which is a bit more borderline. Or she found it, washed it, and just thought, I'm fucking having this.
Yeah, or she used to have a dress that was roughly identical.
And I'm just so happy stuff
or
like
maybe
this
it's something Oedipal. Like he wants to,
No, I'm not going down that Freudian route, mate.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, I know.
People
but
are weird.
I don't like speculating. I don't like speculation.
I don't mind speculating.
I don't mind speculating stuff that's PC, but I don't want to go over the top. If it comes out like that, it will be a conversation starter. But
I thought we were going no guilt, no shame.
nah, it's borderline stuff like that. I'm not comfortable talking about stuff like that.
You never know.
I know. This is the thing.
People
This is why I didn't want
strange.
to. This is why I didn't read the article. Really, because if I knew
song.
what
People are strange.
people are strange. This is why I didn't want to read the article because I don't know if they found out why. But obviously, she knew that guy and then saw, or at least knew the mum to see the picture.
Yeah.
Because the picture I've seen, she's like posing in it on her own. But if she had a picture with her son and then...
So, if she was posing in it on her own, she would have had to send it to her son.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm
or they just used that, or they just found that and used it.
I'm thinking something Freudian.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
I'm not. I'd like to take these to a very strange and dark place.
Yeah. No,
it's
I'm
more
not.
fun that way.
Yeah, no, I'm more...
once you go in the cave, then you can turn the light on and see what's in there. But you gotta go down there first. You gotta get in there.
No, I'm going down more the route that I seriously think the lad palmed it off as a Mother's Day gift. I'm seriously thinking that because
that's quite likely too.
Like I've been not the same situation like that, but I've had like someone leave like jewellery in my house, which clearly isn't mine. And I don't want my mum... Like, what story am I going to play off there? Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't give it to my mum and dad, that's weird.
What's your mum going to do? It's like, Mum, this girl left here. You're not allowed to have sex. I'm a 20-year-old man. Mum, I'm a 20-year-old
man. I know.
You can't tell me I can't do things
I think I should have looked at the age, yeah. Because if he's like 22 and stuff like that... But some parents are weird like that.
Who buys their mum a dress for
That's what I'm saying. Just buy her flowers.
A dark and strange place. What?
It would have been even hilarious if I found out where they lived. Just so we could take the piss out of people that live there.
Watch it be down the road.
Yeah, no. Don't. It's one of those things that I just constantly think about. I'm gonna be alone. There's certain things that's like just confuse me. I was like, how did this happen? And I can't think of any off the top of my head now that we can talk about. I should have written them down. But yeah, I don't know. I really need to find this out. Hopefully there's an updated lab because they've done that. There's been like a thing that's happened like at a uni, and then they've updated it like 2 weeks later because the person's got in touch with news and stuff. And it's just like, I like it. It's like those periodical stories. Like Dickens wrote all of his novels in like periodicals, doesn't it? I like it. I don't want
updates to the stories.
I don't want straight off news because it's more fulfilling if I get to think about it for a week.
It's like, do you ever remember? Was it that car magazine, Max Power? And they'd have all of the stories of the girls going to the clubs, and then week on week.
Was it like actual people, or is it because they do like cartoons?
Real like club girls would like write in and go, "Oh, I'm at this club this weekend. Come and see me." And they'd be in this car magazine. My mum's boyfriend at the time, who was a fucking arsehole. But he used to buy this magazine whenever it come out, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. I couldn't tell you. I didn't have that much interest in it. I was a teenage boy and there was semi-nude girls in it. I'll not lie, that was my interest.
Speaking of that, do you remember I don't know if it, like, going back now, I don't know if it still happens now, but do you remember when someone brought porn into like school?
Yeah,
it was a book.
You can't buy Nuts magazine anymore.
Yeah, no, it's like a magazine, and we were like 12, and it was like, oh my god, what a revelation!
You'd go in the co-op and like one of the chavvy kids from the year would go and rob one.
Yeah.
In the shop.
Oh no, I remember.
Take it back to school, and that thing it spread round the school quicker than fucking nits.
I know. I remember walking back from a house party once, and Tesco, I think it was a Tesco Metro, were getting rid of like their recycling, but it was all like Nuts magazines and stuff. I took a copy home of each. I was like, sound, it's free.
What was it? It was Nuts, Zoo. FHM was occasionally a bit freaky, but usually they were freaky, man. No, because they used to have like dressed women and strange stories. They weren't strange stories. They were just not what you expect in that kind of magazine.
Yeah. Like page 3 always confused me.
Yeah.
So there's a picture, but then there's also a weird backstory that's so weird.
And then when you hold the topless woman up to the light, you can see the literal backstory on the other side of the paper. And it was always opposite the weather. So like you're on,
two most important things in life.
You get the
Sunday,
paper in the morning, and you're like, I'm gonna check the weather today because I'm too lazy to look out the fucking window, even though I've just gone and picked up a paper. But like we said earlier, no one looks up.
It's true.
And you're like, oh, it's gonna be sunny today. That's a nice pair of crackers.
Yeah.
Turn it over, and then you got something government, and then you turn it over again because you're bored of that.
I think newspapers are shit.
Oh yeah, they're only good for starting fires.
They are though.
They
That's
are.
the thing. So 'cause some people.
But even
just...
then, they're not that good because you got to separate each page individually because they're very fucking dense. You try and light a solid newspaper. It's like lighting a house brick. It don't work.
Yeah, lighting a house brick. That's true. Yeah, I don't know, man. People just take stuff at face value on newspapers, don't they? And just don't bother to. It's just one person's opinion that's been okayed by one or two people. And it's yeah, is it true? There's no give me a source. Is all I'm saying. Give me like an academic reference source, and I'll start fucking believing.
I hate the tabloid newspapers where they're about like constantly. All I keep seeing is Katie Price and she's going bankrupt. That's really not what I'm bothered about.
Yeah, it was like this morning because my dad gets the Sun on the Sunday because it's the only one going, and like this morning it was like Ant from Ant and Dec, his ex-missus, who's not famous. Is only famous because she...
By proxy.
Yeah, I mean, she's a makeup artist. I don't know if she does TV, so she's famous in certain circles.
Got a job, ain't it?
Yeah, and it's just like, she's seen someone else who's not a celebrity, he's just a chef, and I was like, well, that's news, isn't
Two
it?
regular people have a relationship.
Yeah, it's front page news, I'm just like, oh, what's the point?
Like, so what's going on with our government? Again?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's so many things
I'm sure
that...
they're just trying to distract us with shiny tokens and trinkets.
Yeah, that's what they do. But we're so, like, face value on stuff again that it's working.
Yeah, and it's bad that it's working.
Yeah, it really is.
Shouldn't be working.
It really is.
Like, we're all supposed to... We've all been to school. We're all supposed to understand, like, how to read and write. And we all did comprehension at school in the little yellow workbook where you read the story and you go, this bit wasn't true, this bit was... It's like if you've ever done Bible study. Bible study is exactly the same.
Yeah.
You get given a little slip of paper with a passage on it. You find the passage in the Bible. You read 4 or 5 pages before and 4 or 5 pages after to get your context, and then you write about it. But there's just none of that.
I know. I think people want everything so quickly that they just don't spend so... Yeah. It's not good.
Instant.
It's not good. I think it will... Go back to that volcano analogy. I don't know if it's going to implode, but I think it sort of is now, because, like, going back to the left and right, they're so similar. Even though they consider themselves so different.
I never see it as a left and a right.
No,
to me, it's a big ring.
Yeah, I've stopped now.
If you keep going left, you're going to end up on the right. And you keep going right, you're going to end up on the left eventually.
But, like, people from the left are speaking about people from the right exactly the way people from the right speak about them, and it's so similar.
Yeah,
it's so similar, and people can't see that. It's concerning, because like I don't really have faith in a completely extreme right wing government, and I wouldn't have faith in a completely left wing government because they've never been given the time to fail, which is why they're so confident. Because we know when the right wing gets too much, because people get put in concentration camps and die. A lot of them do. Which is probably the worst thing.
Yeah, bad things happen. But you go so far left, equally bad things can happen.
Like no one will be able to say a word.
The Holocaust on the right wing, and then the pogroms on the left.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a different effect, obviously. But people from the left wing agenda, I don't know using the right word agenda is, but it is, would be like, oh, we're not going to create the Holocaust, but you might do in a certain place. You're not going to kill anybody.
Through like your hubris, you'll fuck it up and accidentally be the cause of something horrible.
Yeah, because people won't be able to express their opinions anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm not condoning hate speech at all. I am very... So if someone's gay. I'm not going to use gay slurs against. I don't use gay slurs anyway, or racial slurs, because it's not cool. It's weird.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's not.
But then people won't be able to use. I don't know where it's going right now. People don't identify as he and she right now, which is cool. But there's like 62 of them.
There's not 62. There is 2. There is male and female.
Yeah, right now there is. And if it
there
goes,
will never be any more than those 2 genders.
Yeah, I mean with gender, I'm on that board right now. But it's more like sexuality. You can be what you want. You can if you want to fuck doors for your life, the rest of your life. Fuck doors.
People are gonna call you weird, but you can crack on.
It's like right now, I'm happy to abide by whatever sexuality you want to define yourself as because it's fluid, isn't it? But with gender, I'm a bit more. It's more scientific. If science discovers another gender,
you are a man or a woman.
Yeah, I mean, there's the in between because some people do get.
Like
people are born with both genitalia.
Yeah, hermaphrodites.
They can choose, or they can do both. I don't know if you can physically live with both, but
I think you can. Yeah. Well, they must have done it. Well, I think being a hermaphrodite's almost as common as being ginger.
Yeah, it might be now. The gingers have been extinct right now. Poor ginger.
No, extinct. I'm ginger as fuck.
Yeah, it's going low now. It's going low.
I'll just have to do a Genghis Khan and sow me seeds. With less of the pillaging and raping.
Being Mormon.
No, I'm not being Mormon.
What? You get 7 what? Well, technically. Depends where you are.
Adam Smith, I'm going to sit here behind this sheet and read
Who's Adam Smith?
The guy who invented the Mormon
Church.
Oh, is
it?
The Church of Latter-day Saints,
yeah.
I think it's Adam Smith.
Yeah, I've just come across completely stupid. But thank you.
Right. It could be John Smith's for all I care.
Education is what I'm for. I'm okay with admitting when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong,
I think it's Adam Smith. Anyway, but basically he sat there behind a sheet reading off a gold tablet. You can't see my air quotes there, which is a fucking shame for you. Air quotes, gold tablet. He dictated it to someone to write it down. And people just believed it.
Yeah, it was like with Scientology. R.L. Hubbard.
Oh, L. Ron Hubbard.
Every book he only wrote one non-fiction book, and that is the book of Scientology.
Yeah.
And everything else was fiction.
That's a fiction.
And it confuses me so much, but it scares me. It doesn't scare me.
With the thetans.
Yeah, I'm just like,
being
how
clear and stuff like that.
Why would if R.I.P. Terry Pratchett. If Terry Pratchett started a religion,
I grew up on those books.
Yeah, started a religion. I'd be like, no. No.
No. Don't be ridiculous, man.
Even if it was, I'm not the biggest Terry Pratchett fan, but even if it was an author I was really into, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
No. And it might be popular when I'm dead, but I'm not going to be here. So I was like, no, just don't start your own. Don't write a book and a non-fiction book when you've been writing. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to look into that. Like, have you ever watched any Scientology documentaries?
I've seen a few. I've really enjoyed the Louis Theroux one.
That was really cool.
I love me some Mr. Thorax.
Yeah, man. Saint.
If you've ever seen No Context Louis Theroux on Facebook, go there. It is brilliant. It is just clips of him with subtitles, such as "We've got an egg sniper." Okay.
Well, he doesn't do a lot, so he must get paid shit tons to do what he does.
I think he lives in America now.
Yeah, he does. I think he's married out there now.
He might write more than do TV programmes, and we might not just not see it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you get certain actors. They might do a couple of films, and then you'll never see them on film again. But they're doing stage.
It's like Seinfeld's Seinfeld's gone back to stand-up comedy, which I'm very happy about.
They hit the stage. And I enjoy the stage. Like I much prefer theatre than movies. Like I went to see The Woman in Black a couple of years ago in the Wolverhampton Grand, and I tell you, it was absolutely brilliant. It was.
But it goes, because you're all experiencing it at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah. No,
you're physically there.
You're sitting there next to me, and it was a signed performance. So they had the girl at the front.
Oh, that's cool.
The hand sign language, which. There were people sitting around me and they were going, "Oh, this girl's distracted." She's not distracting you. It means that it's accessible, even if you can't hear it. Because a ghost story is very visual. But I don't know, actually. It's very sensual. Not in a sexual sensual way. Just in that it alights all of your senses. So one of the interesting things they did in the stage production I went to see was they turned the aircon on when the ghost was about to appear to give you a quick blast of cold air. And I shit you not, that works.
Yeah, it does.
Just little tricks like that.
Especially if you don't hear it turn on.
But you never get that from the TV.
No.
you know, they have to make you feel in a different way.
It's two different skills, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very. A lot of stage actors
One's
do go
more
on to film.
personal and one's just a blank screen.
But from people that have done both, when I've seen interviews, they always prefer the stage because you get that instant gratification off people, don't you?
Oh
like
yeah, your man's there looking at you, not looking at a recording of you. He's looking directly at you. You know, and you're feeling him and he's feeling you. Not like, you know, grabbing on, but
emotionally.
Yeah, you know, you can tell when you look at someone and that you connect on a level.
Going back to that thing about being distracted by the sign language lady, my mum can't watch films with foreign subtitles.
Oh really?
And I'm just like, but for me, it's quite easy to look at the words and still look at the. I mean, you have to flick between quite because of the dimensions of your TV screen. But I was like, no, I can't watch it. It was like, but it's so good. It's like there's so much good foreign TV programs.
I enjoy some French TV and some Spanish TV. Walter Presents on Channel 4 has been an absolute godsend to me. I love it. One of my favourites was Kabul Kitchen. It's just this French comedy about this guy who owns a cafe in Afghanistan. But it just resounded with me. Worked for me on every level. And I loved it. And that's, again, in French. It's all in subtitles. My grandparents, who I live with, they could not manage to watch that.
Yeah.
But me and my girlfriend will sit there and watch that all day, every day.
Yeah, I get it. But I don't want to put it down to not being open to foreign things. I think that's it'd be a bit stupid of me to make that.
I think
make
you said
that
they just don't like subtitles.
Yeah, I think they're there to watch TV and not read.
Yeah,
which is fair enough. Yeah. Oh, the last thing I wanted to talk about as well. It's more of a question.
Go for it.
Bill Cosby. I know there's two things I wanted to talk about because I'm going to end all these podcasts on the same question.
We're going to end on a note.
Yeah. Bill Cosby. Cosby. Yeah,
Cosby. Yeah,
Cosby. No, it's Bing Cosby is the singer, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, the
dude.
The dude that drugged people and then
raped,
touched them. He's now in public prison.
Public prison?
Yeah, like he's not.
Yeah.
Public's the wrong word. It's like
state, like.
Yeah, he's in like an open prison. Is the right word. Is he gonna survive? Is he gonna get? I don't know, because he's half blind. He's half blind. He can't. I don't know. This is the thing. No one knows if he's half blind or not, or if he's acting. I don't know, because he could be. He could be.
But I can't see through his face, so I couldn't tell you.
Exactly. Because I've seen people's opinions of it. It's like, yeah, he might be faking, but I don't know. Is he going to get shanked?
Nah, maybe. It's a difficult one to say because all the people who are going to want to shank him for molested women also probably grew up watching his TV shows.
That's what I mean. that's the conundrum you're going to have, isn't it?
So it'd be like killing your dad in a way because a lot of people, their TV is their parent. So no, if you stab the guy who was on TV from between 6 and 9 for your childhood, you're gonna feel like you've killed your dad.
But then going like if you watch prison documentaries or any crime documentary, you know that sex offenders are the worst. The worst
they
in
have
prison.
Their own code in there, which you can understand. Some crimes are too much.
Yeah. So bottom of the heap is child molesters, and then it's not
but
standard sexual offences.
If you kill someone, just in a moment of anger, that's far more respectable to them than killing, say, a woman for your own purposes. Even if the person you killed from anger was a woman, you didn't do it for a darker reason.
Yeah.
You just did it in a fit of anger, a flash of emotion, like lightning. It's gone there and gone again before you even know it, and all of a sudden you look down and go, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah. There is a clear hierarchy, which is I think hierarchies are a fact of life, and even if they manifest themselves in something as seen as barbaric as a prison, which aren't that most prisons. I mean, they do obviously overspill if someone oversteps the mark, but so it does in any walk of life.
It's the law of the jungle and the law of the natural superior. Like we'll never know this. I hope I never know this. I don't plan on going to prison, but you never know what life holds.
Could get stitched up.
Yeah, you never know what life holds for you.
Clintons might get hold of you. They could stitch you up, mate.
But we hope never to know what it's like for him in prison, and you only are going to know if you go. Like, earlier in the little programme is Waffle mentioned World's Toughest Prisons.
Yeah.
The first series, they just got this weird Irish dude to do
I watched it backwards the last time and I forgot.
I watched season 1.
I was so confused, but then I watched it and was like, oh yeah, it was the other way around.
And they had no respect for the guy in the first series. But in the second series, it was this guy who did 12 years for a murder that he didn't commit. And you got some like heads in the prisons, even in other countries, and they've killed...
I think it was Colombia or something like that.
And they might have killed a dozen people in heartless attacks. But then he turns around, oh, what you here for? I did 12 years for a murder. I didn't commit. Even they go, ooh.
Damn.
Like, to have served the time and not done it.
Yeah.
That's the kick, that is, you know.
And it's even more testament to him that he hasn't...
Well, you'd probably go out and kill, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd be so angry.
So I might as well.
Or, his anger hasn't manifested in a way.
I'm already fat, I might as well have the fucking ice cream.
Yeah.
It ain't going to hurt me no more than I already have.
Yeah, his anger hasn't manifested in a way that's bad.
Which... And I imagine it's not that simple. Like, we say that, like, his anger hasn't manifested. He must have spent many years...
Oh, of course.
Just... maybe silently, maybe very vocally angry in prison, but the fact that nothing could be done about it, it does calm me down.
Mm.
It's through your teenage years. You've got this angst, you know, like, us, we were very awkward as, like, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds. The girls didn't want to talk to us.
Girls, I don't think, that's the thing, just like...
But it
15-year-olds now are so different.
But it built up that, like... angst and say animosity towards the other sex, which and then you get a bit older, you go to college, you mix with some other people, and then it just sort of fades because there's nothing you could have done about it, and now that time's passed, so you just gotta crack on. Yeah, because I remember us being 15, and we were in the same boat. Like
10 years, isn't it?
No one wanted to know us. No. We weren't the popular kids. We weren't the.
Well, I wouldn't call myself popular. At school, I knew everybody. So I could have a conversation.
I knew everyone, but I wasn't popular.
Yeah, no. And I was alright with that.
Yeah.
I knew my place. Some people acted out, some people in the lower classes of school, sorry to use the word lower classes, but they acted up, and I was like, people know me, people like me.
Yeah, cool. I get on roughly roundabout with everyone.
Yeah. If someone's...
No one bothers me, I don't bother no one else.
Yeah, if someone's peed me off one day, I'll go and chill with them next lunchtime or something like that, so it's quite cool.
Yeah, I won't stand with them next time.
Yeah, and then just next time I see him, if it's cleared up, innit?
Yeah.
If not, fuck it.
What can you do?
Yeah. My last question, which I'm going to end... I've sort of nicked this off another podcast. What I'm going to do, end every podcast, is ask my guest, do you believe in ghosts?
Do I believe... No. The supernatural...
So you've never seen a ghost? Or
I think I have seen something, but what I believe is that the supernatural dimension does not exist, and I must have been misinformed by my own senses.
Okay.
So
that's interesting, because that's sort of my view on it, but the other flip side.
You know, like a miracle. So a miracle is something that suspends the natural order for your benefit for a short amount of time. That's not very likely, is it?
No.
So if you see a miracle, what's more likely is than... So you've got two options if you see a miracle. Air quotes again. Shame you can't see it. If you see a miracle, you've got two choices. You can either think, yes, that was a miracle. Or you can go, well, my primate apish senses have been deceived and it wasn't real. Like, they used to say there was a man in the moon, the face, and now we know it's just a trick of the light. But no, I don't believe in ghosts. I went to a hospital last week to change some windows.
Oh, is this recent?
You know the hospital up the road from us? Is it Hollymore?
Yeah.
The one with the copper tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went down into the basement there, and and they say that is haunted through and through. Used to be a mental hospital. I was walking around in the dark in the basement, pitch black, for 2.5 hours on my own. Didn't even see a rat. That's how clean that place is. Very nice doctor's surgery. But yeah, I don't believe all the women in the reception going, oh no, you can't get down there on your own to measure them.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing down. I'm firm in the belief that no such thing exists. No ghosties, no demons, no vampires, werewolves, none of that.
Not even Waka Waka Werebear.
Maybe Waka Waka Werewolf.
See, my view is, I think I've seen something once. I woke up and there was like a light in my room, but it was pitch black. It was like 2 o'clock in the fucking morning in winter. So I knew it wasn't coming from outside, but there was no definition to it. So I can't fully say it was something. If I fully saw a body, I'd be like, yeah, it was a fucking body.
But then if you did see a body, you could always have been deceived by your own senses.
Yeah. Like, I've got this really weird out there fear of it. I think, because there's obviously more than 5 senses.
Yeah, you get the feeling. You know when someone's looking at you.
Yeah, you get the feeling of heat. You can't physically touch heat. You sense it, which is a bit of a foreign concept.
But that is touch.
Well,
heat. Like if you put your hand near a hot pan.
Scientifically, it's not.
That is touch.
It is, but then
it's hitting the sensors in the hand that do touch.
Yeah, I do. That's why people trip up on it sometimes. But scientifically, it's classed as a sense. So scientifically, I'm going to go with it's a sense. But I think some people, I'm going to sound batshit crazy saying this. I think some people have that sense.
Yeah, some people are more connected.
Yeah, because that not necessarily there's a ghost there, but it's like a memory in the room almost.
Yeah.
Because there are, like, wood is supposed to conduct energy, like ghosty energy. But then again, I'm not going to preach that because there's no scientific evidence, so I'm not going to be like, yeah, this is real. It's just a fear. It's an interesting theory.
Whenever someone says to me, oh, I've seen a ghost, says, no, you haven't. To me, aliens are far more likely. Actually, no, aliens, it's impossible for aliens not to exist in the vastness of space.
Have I ever told you about the time I heard a ghost goat?
A ghost goat?
Yeah, I was walking. This will be the last thing because it's.
Because we're going to end it on a high note here.
Yeah,
and a ghost goat is pretty hot.
It is, man. I was walking back from my mate's house. It was summer. We were still in school, I think. And I was walking up the top of my. I live on the hill. It's all houses, and I was on the very top of the hill. And I swear on my own life, I don't like swearing on other people's lives, but I'll swear on my own life. I heard a fucking goat behind me, and it echoed, mate. And I was just like, what the fuck's going on? But there's no farmland near where I live.
No, there
I mean, it used to be a farm all around there, Colmos Farm. It used to be a farm. But I know
not
full
since
fact.
we've been alive.
Yeah, I know for full fact nobody else would go around my house. Because number one, like, even though we don't talk to our neighbours, you still hear shit. You know what I mean? You're still like, oh, so-and-so's copping off with somebody else. Someone's moved out. The police were there the other week. I would have found out if there was a goat living on my road. And I swear to God, I think about this now and again. Whenever I'm walking down that road, I'm like, I remember when I heard a goat up here. But the problem was, I don't know, man. I can't fully think about it because it's a good 9-10 years ago. But I fully.
I didn't run. Lot though, then.
Yeah, I didn't run away because it was a goat. Like, the worst thing a goat's going to do bite me. It's not going to kill. I mean, it could kill me.
I live by the rule of goats, so this sounds very strange. But as a window fitter, you go around people's houses, and because you're in construction, people go, "Oh, do you want a cup of tea?" And my thing I always say is, no, I go by the rule of goats. If a goat won't eat it, I won't drink it. I've seen a goat eat a plastic bag, a waxcloth Macintosh, all manner of inedible things, but they won't eat tea leaves. So if a goat will eat a plastic bag and not tea leaves, I ain't going to drink it.
Are you going to eat a plastic Macintosh now?
No, I'm not. I don't have to eat everything the goat eats. But if the goat won't eat it, I ain't eating it either.
I think we'll end it there.
Yeah.